A couple of months ago, I did something I rarely do. I switched studio monitors, and here's why. I know exactly how music translates to my monitors, so even though I review a lot of monitors, I tend to always stick with what I know. After reviewing the new ADAM Audio A7Vs, though, I was so impressed that I ended up switching anyway. And now, I might have to do it again. Ever since I switched, I've been itching to know how the A77H and A8H perform in comparison. So in this video, I'll be providing an honest review of the ADAM Audio A77H active midfield studio monitors. By the way, this review is not sponsored in any way. I'm actually just borrowing these. I mix and master on a daily basis though, and I've been able to get a good sense of what these are capable of. If you're looking to purchase these monitors, I'll leave links down in the description below. So let's get to it. In the box, you'll find the usual accessories, a power cord and a manual, as well as warranty information. The monitors come with a 2-year warranty, but you can extend that to 5 years by registering online. By doing so, you'll also be able to download the A-Control software, which I'll get back to in a bit. The ADAM Audio A77H is part of the new A series. They are for professionals who need good monitors for critical listening, and having a pair of good-sounding monitors that will give you a true and accurate representation of what's going on in your mix is essential. They place themselves somewhere between entry-level monitors like the T series and the high-end monitors like the pricier S series, which makes them obtainable for a larger group of people. These are midfield monitors, so they're best suited for larger studio spaces with greater listening distance. If you need to sit close to your monitors, then check out the smaller A7V or A4V instead, which are near-field monitors. The ADAM Audio A77H is a true 3-way studio monitor, unlike the older A77X, which is technically just a 2.5-way monitor. It comes with dual 7-inch ultra-lightweight mineral stone woofers, one 3.5-inch DCH midrange driver, and a 2-inch X-Art ribbon tweeter and a rotatable HPS waveguide. The X-Art ribbon tweeter found in the A series is handmade in Germany and is a whole other beast than the Chinese-made U-Art ribbon tweeter found in the T series. Frequency response is 37 to 41,000 Hz, with the crossover at 400 and 3,000 Hz. Max SPL is 118 decibels. The amplifiers provide 250 watts to the woofers, 70 watts to the mid-range driver, and 20 watts to the tweeter, culminating in 340 watts of total power and 500 watts of peak performance, which is quite impressive. They're front-ported and weigh 17.1 kilograms each. The new woofer uses a multi-layer mineral stone fiber design, which is baked together. This, combined with the driver's new magnet system, is supposed to deliver high output with minimal distortion. On the back panel, we have both unbalanced RCA and balanced XLR inputs. The H in A77H means horizontal, but the waveguide with the tweeter can be rotated, allowing them to be placed vertically as well. On the backside, we have a volume knob, input selector, and power switch. There's also a network port, which I'll get back to in a bit. The room controls have been simplified, and it's now more intuitive to make corrections. You can adjust for bass buildup, desk, or comb filtering, which is basically reflections from your desk, as well as presence and treble. DSP is built in, and if you hook them up to your network, you can easily control the monitors with the included A-Control software in real time from your listening sweet spot. This is extremely useful and eliminates constant fiddling behind the monitors. Another huge plus is the Sonarworks referenceID integration. This software uses a special microphone to measure room acoustics and will then make correction profiles for your monitors. It works with any monitor, but you'll have to always run referenceID first. What's great is that once you've performed the referenceID calibration, you can save the room profile directly to the monitors themselves and forget about it. Just make sure to recalibrate if you ever move them. Once you've registered your A77H on their website, you'll be able to download a 60-day trial version. There are 3 profile settings on the voicing section. Pure is completely flat and best for mixing and mastering. The uniform natural response is better suited for composing or just listening to music. Just like with the A7V, I found that this setting made them much more enjoyable to listen to. The low end becomes warmer and fuller, and the high mids and top end have more character. The music also sounds wider and richer. The EXT mode means that either advanced mode or Sound ID reference mode via A control is selected. It's also possible to upgrade the firmware, which allows these monitors to evolve over time. There's also a mounting system underneath for secure installation. The A77H sounds surprisingly similar to the A7V, and they offer some exceptional clarity and balance that made me decide to switch after reviewing the A7V. The A7V left a little bit to be desired in the low end, and that was pretty much the only drawback. Being a 7-inch monitor with a fairly small cabinet, there's only so much low end you can get. The A77H, however, with its dual woofers, more power and bigger cabinet, provides that extra bit of low end that the A7V lacked. Being 3-way monitors, these also sound slightly fuller and even more controlled in the mid-range. This is especially noticeable when mixing and mastering, and you're looking for those resonant frequencies. It's just so much easier to hone in on the problems in a mix. The clarity and detail in the mid and high range is impressive, and there's no harshness whatsoever. The low end seems fuller and deeper than the A7Vs, and I don't really feel like I need a subwoofer with these. Vocals sound rich and detailed, while drums sound punchy and well-defined, and there's never any smearing or distortion. The XArt ribbon tweeter is what provides that clarity in the top end, while at the same time avoiding sounding harsh. You simply hear things you didn't even realize were there before. There's usually a fine balance here, which is probably why a lot of people seem to have a love-hate relationship for these kinds of tweeters. A ribbon tweeter has a larger surface area, and it's supposed to introduce less distortion than a typical dome tweeter. This should enable you to mix longer without getting ear fatigue. One of the advantages with ribbon tweeters is that they have a very fast transient response due to the low moving mass and evenly spread drive over the whole surface. Dome tweeters, on the other hand, have a much larger mass and are therefore more difficult to control, which can in some cases cause unwanted resonance. That said, there are some disadvantages too with ribbon tweeters. They are expensive to make, and unlike dome tweeters, they generally don't respond well in their low frequency limits. A true 3-way monitor is therefore, in my opinion, ideal because the mid-range driver will tend to bridge that crossover region better. Here are the pros and cons. Overall, I'm very impressed with the A77H, and there's nothing really negative to put my finger on here. They're basically an upgraded A7V with better low-end extension and slightly more precise mid-range, which is to be expected since this is a 3-way monitor. I also think they sound slightly better balanced in the mid-range compared to the older A77X. The DSP functionality works great, and they also have a very flat frequency response. If you're interested in more measurements, you'll find that on their website. I'll put the link in the description below. To sum it up, the A77H provides the same exceptional clarity as the A7Vs, which is what made me fall in love with those in the first place. It just makes it so much easier to hear all those subtle details when mixing vocals, for example. You'll hear every little mouth noise with ease, and the A77H does it even better. This makes them a great choice for professional engineers and producers. Keep in mind, though, that these are midfield monitors, so they won't be ideal for everyone. These are definitely among the best monitors I've tested, so I can safely recommend these. You'll find links to the A77H and the other A-series monitors in the description and pinned comment below. I hope you found this helpful, and if you did, then please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.